G'day guys, Briz Productions here, right now at the beautiful Adelaide Convention Centre attending AFCON right now, and we're joined with a very special visitor, ladies and gentlemen. We are joined by Mr. Paul St. Peter. How's it going, my friend?
Very, very well, and thank you for getting my name right.
Thank you, no problem. For those viewers who don't know who you are, what do you currently do in the whole acting world?
Most of what I do right now is voiceover on games and animated series. I also voice some television shows and foreign series through Netflix.
Oh, that's very good. We'll get that stuff a little later on. But if I may ask you, how are you loving Australia so far?
This is my second trip here and my first time to Adelaide. I'm loving the fact that it's cool. In Los Angeles, it's very hot, and we call that earthquake weather. And there was an earthquake in my rough region that was strong enough to cause damage. I believe it was probably yesterday. My house is okay from what I understand.
Thank God.
But I'm absolutely loving Adelaide. It's beautiful, and you make wine here. Okay.
We make some of the best wines in this country, beautiful South Australia, represent. But if I may ask you, have you tried Vegemite?
I actually had Vegemite in the UK, and I liked it a lot. I was surprised. And they gave me a bunch of Vegemites in my welcome kit here.
Oh, that's good. We just talked to DC just earlier, and he apparently had a big basket in his room, but he says he's not going to do it.
We got much the same basket, and I'll take his.
That's very good. Let's can take it back to California. There, ready to go. Beautiful souvenir of Australia. Now we get to some of the most amazing bits right now. If I may ask you, how did you get the role of Xemnas in one of the greatest video games of all time, Kingdom Hearts? As I am a huge fan myself, and everybody out there as well. Just how did you get this role?
It was an accident.
I'll have to start all over again. Warriors of the Keyblade, go forth and bring me more hearts.
Because I hadn't heard it yet. They said, the one you did in Cowboy Bebop, do that voice. Oh, that's not possible because the voice I did in Cowboy Bebop, I was Punch, I talk like this. I don't think they wanted Xemnas to be like that. But the voice that I did do was identical to the one that another character did. And they chose that. So I was, in a way, accidentally cast in the role.
So could you please give a little voice of him? Thank you.
Sure. I am Xemnas, leader of Organization 13. Welcome.
That is amazing. I always wanted to hear that. But just like about that video game, have you ever met the other actors such as Goofy, who's currently voiced by the legend Bill Farmer, along with Tony Osama, who did the voice of Donald Duck? Have you met those two yet or not?
Yes, I did a convention, as a matter of fact, with Mr. Farmer. This was, I think, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And we got to talk a little bit. I've seen him in other situations, but we got a chance to talk. We as actors rarely meet each other except at parties because we don't work together. All of these sessions are solo. So we do not speak to each other in the sessions. We are in those by ourselves. And so we're being recorded as though we are talking to someone else and they're talking to us, but we are by ourselves.
That's really good for most people out there. But when you first began voice acting back in the early days, was it like you guys were all together and doing a voiceovers for a TV show, and then now it's independent right now because you guys will go in, do what you have to do, then just come out?
For as long as I've been doing it, it's been pretty much that solo model. Now, in Japan, they tend to crank these out. They do bring the whole cast in, and they all stand in a semicircle or however they set it up, and they're all mic'd, and they tend to do all of these at one time. I so envy them because you get a chance to interact with your fellow actors, and if they say cut, try it again, try it a different way. It's very rare, unless we're doing a game, for instance, where they put all the actors together, but 98.5% of the time we're working alone.
It's very good. Did you ever thought Kingdom Hearts was going to be a massive video game franchise as it is today than what you thought years ago when you first started?
We never know when we begin. It's a very rare case where you can almost count on it being a big hit. And it was sort of big because the first one that did not have Xemnas Okay, Xemnas didn't appear until Kingdom Hearts 2. It was fairly famous. It did pretty well. So when I got the role, I didn't really know that much about it. So I didn't know. My thought was, we'll put this on and give it our best shot and then see what happens on the marketing level. There are times when we will do a show that it never ever sees the light of day. It sits on a shelf somewhere, and it might be some of the best work you ever did. And other times, you go in and you'll do this, and bam, it takes off immediately. I don't know how quickly they sold 10 million units of Kingdom Hearts 3, but it was pretty fast.
That is amazing. Just my way out of the video game area now, we're going to be going to TV. One of my favorite, even though you were in this franchise for about 5 episodes. But tell me, what was it like working as Sorbet in Dragon Ball Super?
At last, Lord Frieza is back!
That was a real kick because the character has a lot of different facets. Okay, he is simpering, and he is other times dominating. You never know what you're going to get. I had a great time with the character, and it upset me when I found out my last episode. I don't want to do a spoiler here, because I'm sure everybody has seen it though, but I showed up for my last session. I only had 3 cues. The third one was the reaction sound I made when I hit the ground dead. And they're supposed to warn you when your character is going to be killed. So I had a great time doing it, and I was very, very disappointed that he went away so quickly.
Yeah, because I was a huge Dragon Ball fan myself. I just love when he's announcing that Frieza has returned with that big lines. Lord Frieza has returned. Just from that line, I just really love the character. And he's on like an ordinary. He's a different kind of character that you would find in most other, in the series. It's just amazing though, meeting the guy himself. Okay, also in the TV show, but what was it like taking Leomon in Digimon?
Destroyed them? I'll destroy you for having threatened the Digidestined! Fist of the Beast King!
Leomon is one of my favorite characters because he's one of the few heroes that I really felt I could get my teeth into. Unfortunately, hero characters are usually the ones that are first forgotten, because the villains are always much more, you think of Loki first, don't you? Right, or Loki, as they say, but when I was learning mythology, it was Loki, but you think of the character of Loki, and that's the one that fascinates you more. It's great having heroes, and they smash things, and they save the girl and all that sort of thing, but the characters that fascinate us most are the villains.
That is amazing, really.
I have a great time doing things like that. The thing about Leomon was that it touched upon something very important to the kids watching. There was somebody watching over them. And that's one of my favorite lines. And when anybody ever asks me at the autograph table, they see the pictures that I have there for sale, and they ask me, oh, you were Leomon, really? Okay, would you say something? And I always use my favorite line, "You will not harm these children." That's still my favorite,
That was actually my favorite one growing up as a kid myself. Yeah, me and my little cousin, we used to watch Digimon all the time, watching and then I remember my mum would come behind us, and who just said that? And she thought, because she never heard of anything like that, we say, it's Leomon from Digimon. And then she walked the other way. Oh my God. Oh yeah, but you just mentioned that your Leomon was your favorite character.
My favorite I'm sure my favorite hero.
Your hero, yes. But before we go, I just wanted to ask you, are you currently working on any projects right now?
I've got a few things going right now. There's one I wrapped, and it's actually a dubbed series, a series done in France, and it's live action, the real characters, and this is going to be for Netflix, okay? And it's called The Family Business. I can't tell you anything further beyond that, but you will hear my voice in that, and it's on Netflix.
Not a problem. We'll have a look on that as well, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to look on Netflix. Unfortunately, that's all we have time. But thank you for joining us here.
Well, thank you so much, Briz. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you very much. This is Briz Productions, and we are out. If you'd like to check more videos here on Briz Productions, why not check some of the videos that are currently right here, right now. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the videos with any of your mates in particular. I'm Briz, and see you next time.